Do you have a coin that is overweight or underweight or just doesn't weigh what it should? Now, are they rare? Does it make it worth sending off for grading? We're going to talk about what's going on with your coin here. We're going to explore this. But first, here is my website, my retail website for my coin shop. This is some of the coins that we have to offer for sale. So if you get a chance, come over here and check out our coins. Also, we offer a free help community. You don't have to sign up for anything. If you get an ad that pops up, just click off the ad because we don't need your credit card or anything over here. This is completely free. Post an image front and back of your coin out of its holder, and we'll be glad to help you out with your coins. And that's over here at Coin Help You Community. A link is in the description for both these websites, and every video it's in a pinned comment if you need help. We also have a new error app over on Google Play. Check it out. So first off, we get questions like this all the time. The guy has a 78 quarter, it weighs 2.6 grams. And you can look at the coin closer. We know that this coin was damaged, okay? The thing of it is it's got a lot of issues going on with it. It looks odd, but it's lost the outer clad layer, the copper nickel layer, and you're just seeing the copper core because somebody used acid on the coin. So we know that that's an altered coin. But what we offer for people is that here's the U.S. coin weight and composition tolerances. So I was asked about a nickel that weighed 5.32 grams. So we can come down to the nickels and see that 5.194 is the high tolerance. Okay, the U.S. Mint won't reject it if it at least weighs 5.1 or at least weighs 4.8. The problem is that even at 5.3, that's still not a lot. And you'll find out as you do research on this and look through this that a coin's almost got to weigh a gram or more over to even be worth submitting for grading. And a lot of times it's not going to be a modern coin, but we'll check into that here. So let's just take a look over here at error-ref.com. It's a site that's a little more detailed than my Mint Error app, which I'll be working on my Mint Error app to get it better, get more information on there for everybody. But anyways, this is rolled thin planchet. You'll want to make sure that your coin weighs, like I said, 4.92 grams instead of 5.67. So we're talking about, a lot of weight difference, a lot more than just a couple point grams. Point grams don't mean a whole lot. This is another thing. Rolled thick planchet. That's another thing that could be going on with the coin. It can be thicker, then it would weigh more. This one here, 7.0 grams instead of 5.67. See, that's a lot. That's over a gram. That's where you run into potentially being worth sending off. But you want to go to sold auctions. Now this here's Roan Planchet off metal planchets. You've got Roan stock. But see, this is where people get things confused. You need to come over here to error-ref and do some research on it. Because if a coin's struck on a smaller denomination stock, then it's going to be missing some of the design. It's not going to look right. So this is a presidential dollar, and it's struck on a dime planchet. So you're going to be missing some information on it, some details. Also with this being on the dollar stock, it's a coil quarter dollar stock. You know this by the thickness, but it needs to be checked out by a professional. Images, we can't really look at something in images and help you out much with it. And you want some of this stuff needs to be tested if it's off metal. So you look at Roan stock. I just typed in Roan stock and came up with, you had the 89 that's on 3.1 gram, which is on a bronze planchet. You've got a struck on a 10-cent planchet. All these weigh what a 10-cent planchet should weigh. That's how you do this. That's how you always know. This is on dime stock. Look, $36. That's in 2004, but still yet, they're not going to be worth sending off for grading. They're going to cost you about $70-some. You're going to have your grading fees, your insurance, shipping insurance, also your fees to join. You can send it to Annex, and it'd be a lot cheaper, but then it's not going to be worth as much. You can look at some of these and see 1990, that's on the bronze planchet too. Then you got the 40% clad on a 74D. That'd be worth it, if you found that. A 65 on a silver is worth it. So if it's on an older coin and it's supposed to be copper and it's on silver or vice versa, that's going to be probably worth sending off. But if you got a modern coin, probably not. And we got a rolled thick. If you have a wheat cent rolled thick planchet, looks like these are, worth a little bit of money. If it weighs a certain weight, it has to weigh a lot. We're talking about over a gram here. 4.2 grams. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'll open it up in another tab so you can take a look. It shows you the weight, and 4.10 grams. That's a 1 gram over, so it's going to have to be about a 1 gram over to be worth something or worth sending off for grading, because you can see that, $400, $200 some dollars is going to be worth it. But you don't see any modern coins here, hardly. A 66, and when you see it on a rolled thick planchet, it's only worth $30. So you don't want to send it off when it's not worth it. Same with this dime rolled thick planchet. It's got to be certain coins, and you want to make sure you do your research on how much they're selling for before you think of sending it off for grading. And then we've got the rolled thin planchet, and if it's an older coin, it looks like it might be worth it, but then if you start getting into the more moderns, it's just not. Look, a nickel on a rolled thin planchet, it's not worth it. They're cool to find, and if you can get one identified, like I said, Annex is the most recommended because it's the cheapest if you just want to have it in a holder. But the older the coin, the further back you go, like I said, it's going to be worth more. So you want to do your research here over on Heritage, because this is Heritage Sold Auctions, and it'll show you they have sold, I don't know, hundreds or thousands of mint errors over here. Then, if you think you have something on a foreign planchet, it has to weigh the weight here. We've got all these, this list here that I've shared the link in other videos, and I'll share it in this video. It'll be in the pinned comment. It'll be in the description, where you can compare your coin to these weights to see if your coin actually has this weight, if it's struck on a foreign planchet. And that's another way of doing it. So, like I said, you've got to weigh your coin. It needs to match a weight that makes it an error. Okay, it has to, like I said, under a gram over a whole gram, not a point grams. Point grams is not going to get you there. And also, you need to know what foreign planchets weigh to know if your coin's on a foreign planchet. Rolled and thick and thin planchets are typically not worth sending off for grading, but if they're older coins like you saw the wheat cents, possibly. I mean, it's kind of a recap here, but a lot of people, you got to just do a little bit of research. You got to look into some sold auctions, and if you think you have something, look it up. If you can't find that information, you're probably not describing it. You're probably just thinking at it wrong. So you can always post it in our help community and ask for help. So anyways, hopefully this helped you. Thanks for watching my video, and please share this video, and have a great day.